We haven't gotten the studio hooked up yet, but there's this theme song that plays, so if we can just all kind of vibe for a second, we'll add it in post.
13 questions to generate content. 13 questions to get likes on Instagram.
Alright, that should be good. Noticed your IG handle. I noticed your IG handle is Vinny!
Yeah.
Is that the correct pronunciation?
Yeah. I mean, you can say it kind of however you want. I like, yeah, sure, why not? If you're enthusiastic, I would say Vinny.
So if, like, next time I see you, I should for sure say, Vinny!
Yeah, you should say it kind of from a distance as well. And here's what I'll do. Who is that man? That's what I'll do when you do it. I'll be like, who is that man?
And then I'll say it again, Vinny!
Yeah.
From farther away.
And I'll say, take him away. And my goons will get you. How many cards do you have?
There's so many
You're
questions.
cycling
There's
through
so
all-
many
there's
questions. to
5
go
in your
through.
hand.
No, there's so many questions. It's double-sided.
Oh, okay, right on. I didn't
So
know
it's
they were.
definitely 10.
I didn't know they were
at
double
least.
sided.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I didn't either.
Out of the loop.
Okay, this one is from a listener. This is Dick Splinter from Lincoln, Nebraska, who's 64 years old with diabetes.
Oh.
Okay, that feels like it's probably a prank. But they are asking, should homework be illegal? Okay, that doesn't seem...
I think homework should be illegal. Hey, let me ask you. You read through Dick Splinter 64, and then you got to diabetes, and when you heard diabetes, you were like, oh, this must be a joke.
Who puts that into
Yeah,
form?
that's crazy.
Diabetes is a real thing. Type 1, type 2, type 3. I have a lot of friends and family affected by it.
3?
Is it 3?
I feel like you gotta really put in some work to get to 3.
Type 3 is like a swirl of 1 and 2?
I think 3 would be the worst. I bet it's real.
Can you get one on accident?
2
Kind of.
is the one you usually get, and then 1 is the one you're usually born with.
Yeah.
And then 3 is something bigger and stronger and kind
3
of
is like a
different.
curse.
Yeah.
3 is when you're cursed by kind of a magic
3
word.
probably does have a spiritual quality to it, which is, I don't know. This year I'm somehow kind of into that stuff.
Diabetes is
Or
strong?
spirituality.
Okay, gotcha, yeah.
And integrating it.
With diabetes. Are you superstitious?
No, I don't think so. I'm not superstitious. I don't believe in ghouls and stuff.
What about like before a show, like special pair of undies or something?
Every single pair of undies I own is special, big dog. Each one more special than the last.
I love hearing that.
I wear Pair of Thieves from Target.
Nice. That's good to know. Is
Yeah.
for a while I was doing pair of thieves, and then this guy who I don't really like, I saw him. He bent over and then he was wearing them, and it totally I was like, oh God, I can't. Because then it's such an intimate thing to then be thinking about someone you don't
Keeping
like.
tabs of your enemies.
Yeah,
Underwear brands?
Exactly.
Okay.
But since you're wearing them, maybe that could change my tune on that.
Hell yeah. Change my tune on that.
That's right.
You guys having a good time?
We're just all tired.
Yeah.
But we're great. This is, yeah.
It's been a long day, and then I kind of gave you an hour to relax.
Oh, don't take that long.
Yeah.
My grandma works at a flea market selling underwear
Yeah.
that said sexy on it in glitter, and
Hey,
was
Grandma.
giving it to me
Okay.
in 6th grade for birthday presents. So
Ooh.
I grandma.
I
was just thinking
yeah.
of underwear stories.
Yeah, no.
I
I
miss
was-
my grandma for sure.
Yeah, Chad's grandma died last week.
Fuck.
It was crazy. It was during
I'm so sorry.
it was
Fine. I just get a little weird with eye contact talking about it, but
we were filming,
Yeah.
and then we found out days later that she had passed while we were filming, and he just didn't say a peep.
yeah, I kind of just getting a lot of texts from family and keeping it to myself and stuff like that.
Is this real or is this?
Should we have a purifier in here or something? Is something happening?
Yeah. Sorry, we're in a cupboard. For those of you who don't know, they actually filmed this in a cupboard.
I feel like,
I'm sorry you're crying.
oh my God.
Yeah, it's gotta be something.
The hair?
Oh my God, he's sick as a dog.
The hair is thick in here.
I think it's Avery, probably. Probably breathing heavy or something.
Yeah. Your big anus and your little Kleenex.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Your soup boy.
Anal Avery. Oh, thank you for the Kleenex. Really appreciate that.
That's actually nice.
New question.
Yeah.
All right.
And thank God you said something.
Yeah. You're with a group of this is kind of like one of those fun ones. It's like a story, you know? So you got to follow along.
Oh, God.
You're with a group of friends.
Yeah.
You just had a drink at happy hour, and now you're walking to dinner. 8-minute walk. You're all together, and then you feel a rock in your shoe. Do you stop everyone so you can get it out, or do you just tough it out?
There's a third option here, which is that I will remain behind without saying anything, and I'll remove the rock from my shoe while everyone continues ahead. They won't notice. I think in this situation, I'm not high on the social totem pole of the group, so I stay behind to get the rock, and I hope to God that I can catch up with them since they've already moved forward. What kind of a rock is it, by the way?
Probably granite.
Okay, that helps. Igneous. So that means it's not brittle. It'll be easy to take out. Kind of a 2-step process. Yeah. Who put the rock there? It just got in?
I think it's just when you're walking, sometimes you know you're walking along, and then one just kind of and then jumps right in there.
Okay, kind of skitters in there for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, I hear you.
What if you're the guest of honor,
I'm at some sort of gala in your imagining?
like your birthday?
All eyes are on you.
Oh, all eyes are on me. Fuck. In that case, I guess I take the rock out of my shoe real slow.
Ooh,
Yeah, a little
make a
show.
meal out of it.
Yeah, I really do. I put on some cabaret music, throw some tassels on my nipples, and really kind of make a meal of getting the rock out.
And you're a pair of thieves.
I really have to know how many cards. This is crazy. You keep sliding them around each other.
No, they do that on their own.
Right.
Jumping to the next question. Do you prefer a bidet, wiping, or just let it ride?
Okay, am I the only one you've asked this question to?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Do you guys think anyone would say let it ride?
No, I
Has
wouldn't.
anyone ever said let
I
it
would be
ride?
embarrassed.
Maybe anal Avery.
Yeah.
Yeah, awfully. How
I'm
how
so
can
sorry
you,
you're in this situation?
literally you ask everyone else, no way, no way. Avery's sitting there smiling.
Yeah.
Doesn't say a peep.
Well, what does let it ride mean? In the ocean?
No, I think let it ride, and correct me if I'm wrong, it means you allow it to dry and kind of crust over, and whatever happens, happens. I wouldn't do that.
No.
And I don't think you would do that either, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Someone needs to, kind of stand up for you. God knows you're not doing it for yourself or something.
I wipe.
I don't have a bidet, but I want to get a bidet because they're nice. Eventually, I want to get one of those crazy toilets that like heats the water up and tells you you're beautiful, and it does everything for you.
That'd be so nice. I actually filmed
The day's like the hat.
What?
the hat.
A beret?
They're both French. I'll say that. They both feel French.
Thank
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
for finding a bridge.
There it is.
He
And-
wasn't gonna find it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're both French, and then it kind of makes you feel like you have a French little butthole.
Little wee anus.
Wee. I one time filmed some branded content for bidets.
For Tushy?
No, I wish it was Tushy, to be honest. I don't even want to say who it was, but we filmed a bunch of them. They sent us some bidets. We had a little promo code.
Right. And were these medical instructional videos that were like close-up shots of everything that was happening down there?
No,
No.
we kind of made a bit of it, It was kind of like they were comical, kind of humor videos about bidets.
Oh, right on. You wanna do one?
Oh, I can't really remember them.
Are you sure?
It was kind of like the different things you could use a bidet for, I think was one of them.
Yeah.
What else?
Water fountain, cleaning like your toothbrush or silverware if you're
That's like the funny part, or I mean.
Real options.
No, the funniness comes in, I think, with the writing, more the joke writing,
Okay.
than
you
the
don't,
activities were kind of
Yeah.
serious.
but you don't remember the jokes.
No, that's a thing.
You did a video of you spraying your ass?
And then you drinking it like a water fountain?
Where's the joke?
Okay. I don't feel comfortable talking about this anymore. Spraying my ass. God.
Yeah. Got everyone thinking about it.
That's what
Um,
you want in the ad, right? Show the usage of the bidet.
You're really trying hard not to say anus, by the way.
Yeah.
It's on the tip of your tongue.
You have butthole on the tip of your tongue for sure.
You're not out of the woods. You drank from a toilet.
Okay. It was for a comedy routine.
Okay.
3 questions here.
Okay. You
You ever count sheep to fall asleep?
Actually, I have. Yeah. I do. I do literally count sheep to fall asleep. I do it all the time. You know, the hardest part is remembering what a sheep looks like. Because when I imagine them jumping over a fence. But it's really hard to think of what a sheep looks like if you're not looking at a sheep. Like, try to imagine a sheep's face.
Yeah, I don't have that many details, and I'm not
Yeah.
buying it.
Yeah, that it's a sheep?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult. It's almost impossible.
Their eyes are kind of like receded in the fluff, is what I'm seeing.
Okay, yeah.
My
Yeah.
brain's full cartoon.
Oh.
You picture realistic sheeps?
I have to picture realistic sheep, often a specific breed. And then I imagine them jumping over the fence.
But you don't get past the specific sheep part because you can't think of it.
It's really hard. What I'll do is I'll end up spiraling trying to imagine what a sheep looks like, and that'll put me to sleep because trying to imagine what a sheep looks like is actually very boring
Yeah.
and in a way soothing. But mostly, instead of counting sheep, I count on myself. Next question.
I was just passed out.
Okay.
I was sleepy.
Just imagine the face
Of the sheep,
of the sheep. Yeah.
that's how you start. It's the front.
The whole, you imagine the whole body.
Eventually, yeah, absolutely I do. Maybe we start with the face. It's the primary part of the sheep.
Yeah,
It's
that's the
money
one,
maker.
Avery, that's the one we want to think about, not the other end of the sheep. That's where you're thinking.
Trying to get someone else to say it. You're trying to trap them, huh?
Yeah. Nice
You gotta-
try.
You gotta get someone else on something. This one said something about type 3 diabetes,
Yeah.
and everyone's forgotten for some reason.
I didn't forget.
You ever count your chickens before they hatch?
I used to have chickens. I used to keep chickens. No, I never counted them before they hatched.
Yeah, that.
Should I have elaborated?
No,
I don't know if my
no.
answers are good or not here.
No, they've been so good, and I just got confused about counting before they hatch. Then you're not counting chickens to begin with; you're counting eggs, right?
And which came first? We had a few chickens. There's always one. Everyone who keeps chickens, there's always one that's bigger and stronger than the rest of the females, and that one always has a specific name, and it's like Bertha or Nasty Bitch or Big Mama or Heifer, and yeah.
What was nasty bitch like?
I didn't call ours Nasty Bitch. We called her Big Mama, and she was rude. But you know what? Powerful. In the absence of a rooster, one of them will become more dominant. Kind of like what's happening here.
There's no rooster?
Nope.
That could be a
Third
nasty
question.
bitch.
What'd you just say, Avery?
That could be a nasty bitch.
Just just give us a third version of that, maybe.
Could be a nasty bitch.
I don't know if the mic's even picking that up. If we get one more,
It could be a nasty bitch.
we should probably get more mics on this.
Get it clean.
Yeah. Give us one good one.
Could be a nasty bitch.
The first one was so fun that you did, I feel like. And then you kind of got sad. Probably use that first one. And then the third question on this little card was, why are old people so obsessed with counting animals?
What? Old people are obsessed with counting animals.
I feel like you only hear, do you count sheep to fall asleep or like count chickens? It's old stuff.
Yeah. You know that adage of how the elderly love to count animals? Whoo!
There it is.
Probably something to do with the war or like austerity measures or something, right? Because they didn't, probably during the Great Depression and stuff, they didn't have toys. And so they were counting animals they couldn't have even imagined.
And nowadays, I mean, we might be going back to that because we're all vegan. So it's like, we're not even thinking about animals anymore, right? So soon enough, I'm going to need to imagine that shit. All right.
Are you a vegan? You don't move like a vegan.
I,
You don't move like a vegan either.
what do you mean, move like a vegan?
There's a staccato to your movements that indicates to me that you eat meat.
No, I think I
Do you eat meat?
move like a celery stick.
Okay, he eats meat.
I move like a celery stick. All right. There's some good stuff in there. That's usable, probably.
Or was there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think, yeah, a good chunk of that won't be cut.
Optimistic about it, Or we should try to be.
All right, we're going to be right back after a short break. I think some listeners are calling in.
Fuck it. I'll have one more, please.